So I slept through the night last night, like fully slept. No one woke me up. No one needed water. No one had a bad dream. And I still woke up at 2 a.m., just lying there, eyes open, brain just going. But it wasn't about feeds or temperatures or whether someone was breathing. I was thinking about whether my 7-year-old had a good day at school, because she came home yesterday and she was just quiet. And she's not quiet. She's the kid who walks in the door and tells me every single thing that happened from the moment I dropped her off, what she had for morning tea, what game they played, who said what, every detail. Yesterday, she just put her bag down and went to her room. And I stood in the kitchen like, okay, that's new. I want to talk about something that's been sitting on me for a while. And I don't even know if I can say it properly because I'm still kind of sorting it out in my own head. But here goes. Parenting has gotten easier and harder at the same time. And no one warned me about the harder part. Everyone warned me about the baby stage, the no sleep, no crying, the feeding every 2 hours, the you won't shower for 3 days stuff. And yeah, that was brutal. I remember it. I lived it twice. But you know what? I could fix all of it. Baby's crying, pick her up. Baby's hungry, feed her. Baby won't sleep, walk the hallway for 45 minutes with her on my chest while watching bad TV over her head. It was exhausting, but it was simple. The problem was right in front of me and the fix was right in my hands, literally. Now my girls are 5 and 6. They sleep through the night most nights. They can get dressed by themselves, mostly matching, sometimes not. I've stopped caring. They eat on their own. They can tell me when they're sick. They can tell me if they're feeling sad. They can buckle their own seatbelts, brush their own teeth, pour their own cereal, even though it does go everywhere and I find Weet-Bix crumbs in places that just don't make sense. The physical stuff, it's easier, so much easier. My body isn't wrecked the way it was. I sleep, I eat meals sitting down, I go to the toilet alone, well, most of the time. So why do I feel more stressed now than I did when they were babies? I think it's because the worry changed shape. It used to be about keeping them alive. Now it's about keeping them okay. And okay is so hard to measure. You can check a temperature, you can count wet nappies, you can see if they're breathing. But how do you check if your kid's heart is okay? How do you know if someone said something mean to her at lunch and she just didn't tell you? You can't. That's the answer. And I hate it. Here's the thing that's been getting to me. For years, I was there. I was right there all day, every day. If something happened, I saw it, I handled it. I kissed it better, or I cleaned it up, or held her while she cried. I was the whole world for both of them. And now they go to school and they have this whole life that I'm not a part of. They have friends I've barely met, teachers I see for 5 minutes at pickup, a playground I can't see from the car. They have 6 hours a day where I have no idea what's happening. And I know that's normal. I know that's how it's meant to work, but it doesn't feel normal to me yet. It feels like I've been fired from a job that I was really good at. I said that to my husband the other night and I was like, I feel like I've been made redundant. And he just looked at me like I was nuts. And he's like, they still need you. And yeah, they do, but not the way they used to. Not in the way where I could see the problem and fix it before it even became a thing. Now the problems happen somewhere else and I hear about them later or I don't hear about them at all. And that second one, that's the one that gets me. Okay, so here's what's really been on my mind. Girls. Girl stuff. Friendships. Groups. Who's in, who's out, who said what to who at recess. My girls are 5 and 6 and I can already see it starting. And I want to be really clear about something. My girls have great friends, really lovely kids. I'm not sitting here saying their friends are mean or there's some big drama going on. There isn't. Right now, things are good. But I just know that one day they're going to meet someone who doesn't make them feel good. Someone who leaves them out on purpose. Someone who whispers to another girl right in front of them. Someone who says, you can't play with us today. And I won't be there when it happens. That's what's keeping me up at 2 a.m. now. Not night feeds, not fevers, this. I was a girl once, obviously. I remember it. I remember being about 9 or 10 and my best friend just stopped talking to me one day. No reason, no fight. She just moved on to someone else. And I remember standing at the edge of the playground, watching her laugh with this other girl and feeling like my chest was caving in. I didn't tell my mum. I don't know why. I just didn't. I went home and acted normal and went to my room and cried into my pillow. And I was fine. Eventually, I made other friends. I got over it. But I still remember how it felt. Like right now, talking about it, I can feel it in my body. That's 30 years ago and it's still in there. So when I think about my girls going through something like that, I can't breathe. The other week, my 6-year-old, I'll call her my big one, she came home and said, Mum, so-and-so said I couldn't sit with them at lunch. And she said it so casually, like it was nothing. And I was standing at the bench cutting up an apple and I swear my hand stopped mid-slice. I wanted to say, who said that? Give me a name, give me a face, I'll sort it out. I didn't. What I actually said was, oh, that's not very nice. What did you do? And she said, oh, I just went and sat somewhere else. And then she asked for a snack and moved on with her life. But I didn't move on. I stood there for a good 10 minutes after she walked away, just spiraling. Was she okay? Was she really okay? Was she just saying she was okay? Is this the start of something? Should I call the teacher? Should I talk to the other mum? Am I making this into a bigger deal than it is? Yes, probably. But also, am I? I think what scares me is that I can't control it. And I'm a bit of a control freak, I'll admit that. When they were little, I controlled everything. What they ate, where they went, who they were around, what they watched, how long they napped. I had it locked down. And now I've got this 6-year-old walking into a classroom every day and I just have to trust that it'll be fine. That's terrifying. That's like handing someone your most precious thing in the world and saying, here, look after this, I'll be back at 3. And my 5-year-old, my little one, she's in pre-primary and she's so happy right now. She loves everyone. Everyone's her best friend. And part of me wants to freeze her right there. Just keep her in that bubble where everyone's nice and no one's mean. And the biggest problem is someone taking the red crayon because I know it's coming. Not now, maybe not even soon, but it's coming. And I can't stop it. I had coffee with a mate last week and her daughter's a bit older than mine, year 4, I think. And she was telling me about this thing that happened at her kids' school. A group of girls made a club and the whole point of the club was to not let one specific girl in. That was the club. That was the entire purpose. And I just sat there with my coffee, going cold in my hands thinking, what? They're 9. They're 9 years old and they've already figured out how to be cruel on purpose. And my friend, she looked wrecked, like properly tired. And I recognize that look because I've started wearing it myself. Here's what I've noticed about myself lately. I ask too many questions at pickup. How was your day? Who did you play with? Did anything happen? Was everyone nice? Did anyone say anything that made you feel bad? And my big one just looks at me. I was like, Mom, chill. She actually said that to me last week. Mum, chill. She's 6. She told me to chill. She's right. I do need to chill. But I can't chill because I'm her mum. And chilling is not something I'm good at when it comes to her. I spoke to my own mum about this and I was like, did you worry about this stuff when I was little? And she was like, every single day. And I was like, well, how did you deal with it? And she said, I didn't. I just hoped for the best. Cool. Great. Thank you. But also, I think she's right. Like, what else can you do? You can't follow them around. You can't pick their friends. You can't stand in the playground like a security guard making sure no one's mean to them. I mean, I've thought about it. Don't think I haven't. But you can't. The nurse in me wants to fix everything. That's what I do. I see a problem, I assess it, I act. But this isn't a wound I can dress. There isn't something I can give Panadol for. My kid might come home one day with her heart broken by a friend and I'm just supposed to sit with her in it, not fix it, just be there. That is so hard for me. I'm not good at sitting in the mess. I want to clean it up. I want to make it better. I want to make it go away. But I can't make mean girls go away. They've been around forever. They'll be around forever. And my girls are going to meet some of them and it's going to hurt. And I'm going to have to watch it hurt. And that honestly, that might be the hardest part about being a mum so far. Harder than labor, harder than no sleep, harder than all of it. I had this moment the other night I was tucking my big one in and she was all cozy and sleepy and she grabbed my hand and was like, Mum, you're my best friend. And I nearly lost it because right now I am. Right now I'm her person. But I know that's going to shift. It's already shifting. Her friends matter more now. What they think matters. What they say matters. And I'm slowly moving from the center of her world to the side of it, which is how it should be. I know that. But it stings. It really stings. I think what I'm trying to say, and I'm doing a rubbish job of it, is that the worry doesn't go. It changes. When they're babies, you worry about their bodies. When they're bigger, you worry about their hearts. And the heart stuff, there's no manual for that. There's no app that tracks it. There's no health visitor who checks in on it. It's just you lying awake, hoping you're doing enough. Hoping that the things you say to them now are the things they'll hear in their heads later when someone's being mean to them. Hoping that when they're standing on the edge of that playground, feeling like their chest is caving in, they'll come home and tell you about it, instead of crying into their pillow alone, like I did. I don't have a fix for this. I want to be honest about that. I'm not going to sit here and say, here's what I do and it works great, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm winging it, same as always. Some days I think I'm handling it well. I ask the right questions. I listen. I don't overreact. Other days I'm Googling how to help your daughter deal with mean friends at 11 p.m. while eating Tim Tams in bed. Both versions of me are real. I did do one thing recently that I think was good. Maybe, I don't know. My big girl was talking about a girl at school who'd been a bit bossy, telling everyone what to do at lunch, deciding who couldn't play and who could. And instead of going into fix-it mode, I just said, how did that make you feel? And she thought about it and the second and said, it made me feel small. And my heart just broke. But I didn't jump in. I didn't say, well, next time you should say this, or I'll talk to the teacher. I just said, yeah, that would make me feel small too. And she looked at me like, really? You feel like that too? And I said, oh yeah, even grown-ups feel like that sometimes. And she kind of nodded. And then she asked if she could have some ice cream. And that was it. But I hope that meant something to her, that she's not weird for feeling that way, that it's not just a kid thing, that her mum gets it. I don't know if that's enough, but it's what I had. I think about the future a lot now, like too much. I think about high school. I think about group chats. I think about social media. My kids are 5 and 6 and I'm already stressed about Instagram. That's insane. I know it's insane, but I can't help it because I look at the world and I think it's harder now than when I was a kid. At least when I was at school, the mean stuff stayed at school. You went home and it stopped. Now it follows kids home. It's on their phones. It's in their rooms. It's everywhere. And my girls are going to grow up in that and I can't stop it. I can just be here, I guess, which doesn't feel like enough, but maybe it is. I honestly don't know. My little one, the 5-year-old, she drew a picture yesterday. It was me and her sister and her daddy, and we were all holding hands, even the dog. The dog had hands in the picture, which was funny. And she said, this is our family and we're happy forever. And I stuck it on the fridge and I smiled. And then I went to the bathroom and had a little cry because I want that to be true so badly. I want them to be happy forever. But I know that's not how it works. They're going to be sad sometimes. They're going to be hurt. They're going to have bad days and bad friends and bad moments. And I'm going to have to let them. And that's the bit that no one tells you about. Not the sleepless nights, not the tantrums, the letting go, the standing back, the watching them walk into a world you can't control and just hoping, really, really hoping that what you gave them at home is enough to carry them through. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Sleeping through the night, but still wide awake, not because of feeds, but because of feelings, theirs and mine. And I don't know if I'm doing it right, but I'm doing it. And if you're laying awake at 2 a.m. thinking about this stuff too, I don't have answers, but I get it. I really, really get it.